Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back again to another Z Modeler 3 video. This is part 3 of my conversion of this VW Golf. Now where we left off, we had literally made everything into the compounds respectively and got our hierarchy all nicely looking like this. Go click the links in the description down below to find out how to do all this, what we've got here on the screen now. Next thing we're going to show is how to make the wheel compounds. Now, this is a simple and pretty easy procedure that everybody seems to get wrong, but following this method, you cannot fail at this. So, on your hierarchy at the right hand side, you should see your wheels. So we have them all here and like this. Now, depending on which model you've downloaded and how you've saved it from Z Modeler 2, you'll notice you'll have the wheel collisions already here. But if we select the wheel collisions, I'll enable them into it, hit collisions at the top. You see on the 3D image, those wheel collisions do not match the wheels. So you can edit these and modify them to suit, but it's a lot easier just to create your own wheel collisions, and creating your own will also help you when you're doing new edits. So just edit. I'm just still going to delete these out of here because we don't need these collisions whatsoever. Right, so we're starting off exactly like this. We are now going to add our collisions. So first things first, we're going to use the dummy helper tool once again. Click the dummy helper tool and simply rename this to the first wheel, which is actually the bottom wheel on this one, the one that's colored bold, and we'll name that wheel underscore LF, then first bracket, col, end bracket, so you know that that's the wheel collision. And then all you want to do is simply drag that into there like so, and we have wheel LF and wheel LF collision. Now I'm going to go and hide everything, and then let me just select my wheel F and wheel collision obviously, and then scroll to the top and hit the chassis and the blister, then remove them once again. That enables so you can see the wheel on the screen. And we have in the center of the screen, like before, we have the box here, which is our collision box, and we have the wheel. Now we want to make this collision box match up with that wheel, so all you need to do, select the wheel F, make sure you've got collision selected inside your structure at the top, and hit isolate. Then go on to properties, and you will see the box on here, and we are going to set this as a cylinder. You want to change the color on this to green, which is 250. Take away the blue. You can add that a custom color so you can go back to it later. And you don't want this as solid, so untick the solid, and you want to set this for an x-axis. That's how the wheels rotate on the x-axis. You can hit apply now and you'll see the changes. It's turned into a little wheel. Turn into a little wheel-shaped object on the center of the screen. So I'm going to change the size of this. So scale X, I usually put about 25. Scale Y, put that at 35. Scale Z at 35. Hit apply, and you see we now have a nice big wheel. And you want to make sure it is centered to the axis we are putting this on. So now we go back down to our hierarchy, untick isolated, and we see there, we can see that's the location here, this little dot on the screen, all the different windows. You can see the location of the wheel, which is wheel LF, and we can see our location of the wheel LF collision file. Now, simply you could repeat these steps for 4 wheels, but I'm just going to go and copy this collision by hitting create, select copy, and in any of the window views, just hit on this 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice we have 4 wheels copied, but just disable them for now. We're going to work on this one, which we have here. So first it says untick the copy, and all we're going to do, we want this wheel collision to line up with that wheel placement right here. So hit on modify, sorry not modify, hit on display, and do the same as we did before, copying the local axis, just like we were doing when we were lining up the different nodes for the hierarchy setup in step 1 and step 2. Click on this, and you want to highlight onto here, just like that, wheel left, click, drag your arrow across, and there you go. That is your first wheel collision setup. That is simple as that, your first wheel collision. So we're going to untick that one, we don't need that anymore. And we can see there all our wheel collisions are set up just like that. So what you want to do, that's our wheel collision we have there. We just need to name these to suit. So this one is wheel R, and we can drag him into wheel R up there. And we can also name this one wheel RR and drag him into his respective place there. Name this last collision wheel RF and drag him into his respective place as so. Now we just untick that wheel there, so we've got nothing on the screen now, and we're going to start setting up the collisions for the other wheels. Now click wheel LR and wheel LR collision. You'll notice that it has rotated on its axis for some strange reason. I'm not entirely sure why this does this. So all you want to do is select wheel LR or whichever wheel you're working on, click isolate once again. In the properties, you just want to change the axis back to X-axis, click apply, unisolate it, and you'll see we now have our wheel in the right place, it is centered, and we have our wheel placement over here. And once again, all you want to do is select that with the arrow, using the same tool as before, copy the local axis, click and drag, and boom, that's our wheel there. So work through the next ones, highlight them. We're going to highlight the wheel RR, isolate that, change the axis on that to X, apply, unisolate, and the same again, boom, like so, unhighlight that, highlight the last two wheel parts. Last wheel is RF, which I'm doing, isolate that, change its axis back, apply, unisolate, and once again reselect its position, just like so. And now we have our 4 wheel collisions set up. Now the first thing and the last thing you've got to check when doing this, the one that is in bold is obviously the one we set up in the previous video with our different LODs, so it'll be like the different LO or different L1. Now what you need to do for this to make it work is simply click on that and put a bracket in front of that one and a bracket in front of that one, like so. And there you go, that wheel there will now copy across to all the other wheels. So everything that will be the first wheel we had the details from will copy into these collision areas that we have just done right about now. And that's it, that's pretty much it. The next thing what you want to do for your wheel collisions, you want to set up the flags for these. So highlight the wheels, highlight isolate, and you want to put your flags in, like so, add flag, and the main wheel has got to be flag AE, obviously from the user defined option, just click apply, and for the next wheel, select on that, make sure isolate is still selected, and all you want to do is go to user defined, oh sorry, did that wrong a bit, unisolate that, select on wheel RF, unselect the collisions because I don't know why that's on for some reason, that's okay. Right, so wheel RF, go down to user defined options and add in flags. Once again, add that, and this time you want it to be flag A with a value A. Okay, hit apply. Same again, the next wheel, flags, add and A, and hit apply. And once again on the last wheel, flags, add, A, okay, and apply. And there you go guys, we now have our wheel collision set up, and we can move on to the next phase, which is creating a body collision, or you can copy a body collision from another mod, then we can texture it and try it in game. So we'll quickly just hide all them, show them all again. As you can see there, we have our wheels shown through on here. These are the different collision models that came with the model already, and we'll go around editing them in the next video. So hope this was helpful guys, showing you how to set up the wheel collisions for the game. It's pretty easy, it's a lot complicated when you don't know how, but now hopefully I've shown you this, you can do this and you'll be able to get your cars on the road and being awesome. And as always guys, if you like this video, stick a like on it, tune in for part 4 tomorrow and I'll show you the rest of the collision models and texturing it, and we'll try this car out in game. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I shall see you guys later.